Hey there everybody, it is December 7th, 2012, and it's the weekly wrap-up. And what have we done? Well, quickly let me talk about that and then talk about some future stuff here. To start with, we had another advanced voice course lesson come out, and it's about major 7th chords. There's the major 7th right there. And it gets into strengthening your mix and simultaneously advancing your ear. And you're going to keep on seeing major 7ths, minor 7ths, dominant 7ths, such cool scales coming up that will be released in the advanced course. I'm excited about it. And then surprises about the advanced course that you have no idea about right now, that really shows you how to blend things and connect from one part of your mix to another. I know you've heard that a million times from me, but this is very, very different what's coming up. You'll be excited and surprised about what it will do for you to help you really understand in a very physical way. Academically, I'm sure all of those of you who are this far into the course understand academically and even physically to a point, but we want to really hone it, and that's coming up pretty soon. So that's what's happening in the advanced voice course. We did another listen and recognize that culminated all of the major and minor chords now to all 12 chords. That came out. And the next thing that's going to happen is diminished chords. You're going to be seeing diminished and augmented chords popping up now, as well as your majors and your minors and your random notes. So that's what's going on there. Next thing that happens is the diminished chord. And that's a listen and recognize, and it keeps progressing. And like I tell everybody, just keep listening. It's like money in the bank. Hone your listening skills. The better you can hear, the easier everything else becomes. All right, besides the listen and recognize and the advanced voice course, we also had another vibrato clip come out. So I think we're up to like step 8, heading towards step 9 in the vibrato course. And everything that's happened in the vibrato course so far has been different approaches to get you into the physical experience of vibrato. Now, pretty soon what happens with the vibrato course is that we get to this point where we've got all of the different ways that we might do an easy in into the vibrato, and then it takes a turn on you and starts to talk about how to strengthen the vibrato, when to use the vibrato, how to use the vibrato in different styles, the why of it, when not to use it, and the why of it. So all of that is coming up in the vibrato course. So another little topic I'd like to discuss a little bit is about warming up. I get students asking me all the time, what's the right warm-up procedure? Do I need to warm up before I perform? Well, obviously, any athletic endeavor needs a certain amount of warm-up. You need to warm up if you're running or if you're playing tennis or any physical sport, and singing is a physical thing. And it would be very inadvisable to just walk off the street, jump up on the stage and start singing high notes without any kind of warm-up at all. Now, too much of a warm-up is just as much of a problem. If you overdo it, it's just like lifting a bunch of weights before you're going to go out and do some physical task like running or something. Bad idea. So, what's a good warm-up? Well, always making sure that your body just gets a little bit of physical exercise, that you actually loosen up this area that has so much to do with the voice, and that's your neck. You're turning your head a little bit back and forth, up and down, something as easy as that, rolling around. I always love using lip rolls and tongue trills and hums as a very easy warm-up to get the chords going, and you should start low, down, not extremely low, but in a comfortable place in your range. I always ask my students to do that, the first thing they do when they walk into the studio. And then just to stretch it a little bit, and a little bit more. Now, if you have an ear for that, you realize that I just went from my chest up into my mix on that last stretch. And then I would take it even higher and release up into the highest of notes, like I said the highest of notes, but I don't mean that. I mean up into the high part of my register, not the very highest yet. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just sort of moving things around, getting the blood flowing a little bit, stretching the vocal cords, getting them to articulate from bottom to top and get that nice comfortable feeling, blow a little air through them to get them to feel relaxed. That believe it or not, is probably the best kind of warm-up you could do. Once in a while doing some vowel or nasality kind of thing just to get you in the idea of where the sound goes, meaning I go, I'm kind of a lot in my mouth there. Now if I naturally bring that, make it more nasal, NG or a hum, I'm also warming up. Just some ideas about warming up. You know, hey, it's the forum, and just some ideas about warming up. It's the weekly wrap-up. We talked about what we did, and I always like to throw in a little bit of extra information for those that are watching this on the YouTube station. And if you're not a member of the site, you can still get some information. So I'm going to try to throw a little bit of info in there for everybody in these wrap-ups when I have the time. So, and I'm always talking about the fact that I get to this point where I know I'm rambling. So ramble, 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 and I will see you guys next week for the weekly wrap-up. Lots of fun stuff showing up next week, incidentally. Check it out.